Well, we're not in afternoon yet. It was 11:30. Good morning. Good late morning. It's 11:30. We're not quite in afternoon yet. I'm trying to get some serious work done today because the last 2 days, I really have not done no work, y'all. And it's like I do work, but I don't do work that's the work I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, so I want to take the next 30 minutes because I do have a consult at noon. I want to take the next 30 minutes and just jump on real quick and talk about the two types of people that cheat. Okay? Hold on a second. All right, there we go. So this has been throughout my years. Good morning. Good morning from Cali. Good morning. All right, this has been Mr. Right Bad Boy. Good morning. I'm giving you this information from a clinical perspective. So being a couples therapist for years now and working with thousands of couples, I'm also giving you this perspective from a 56-year-old woman who's been out here in these dating streets, a woman who's been cheated on. Okay, not a lot, but and there are two types of people that cheat. All right, so I want your thoughts on this. I'm going to share my thoughts and then we're going to have a conversation. There are two types of people that cheat. Thank you. Number one, and let me preface this conversation right now. I got to preface this conversation right now. Cheating is a character flaw. Regardless of the two types of people we talking about, you should not be cheating on your partner. You should be communicating with your partner, right? You should be communicating with your partner. You should be using words. You should be using your body language. And you might have to, set some boundaries or leave a situation. Like, I will leave you alone before I will cheat on you. I have never cheated on a man I've ever been with. I know that's hard to believe. It really isn't if you know me and you know my character. It's not hard to believe if you know Anita. I don't believe in cheating. And as I've said before on my platform, a big part of that is not necessarily for a self-righteous reason. A big part of that is because it's gross. Okay? I have a weird, OCD thing about bodily fluids. I have a weird, OCD thing about nastiness. I'm real funny about my mouth, about my girl down there. Everybody can't put their mouth on me. Everybody can't put that. No, I'm weird. I'm weird about bodily fluids. I'm weird about saliva. I'm weird about, men's bodily fluids. I'm weird. Okay. So if I'm swapping bodily fluids with somebody, one, this is what you need to know. I really like you. I really like you. I may even love you. Because I don't do that with just anybody. I don't put my mouth on just anybody. I don't let anybody put their mouth on me. I'm funny. Okay? I own that. Call it a quirk. I own it. I'm weird about swapping bodily fluids. That's why I have not had many partners, because I think it's gross. Okay? That's how I know there has to be a measure of love involved for me to give myself to you, because I think it's nasty. Can I keep it real? I think sex in some regards is kind of nasty. So it has to be love involved for me to do it with you. So I'm not even going to come off like I'm all self-righteous and holy. I love a good orgasm as much as the next girl, but I just think it's gross. I think it's gross. I do. I've been promoting self-love as long as I've been alive. And by self-love, y'all know what I mean. Okay? You be one with yourself, you touch yourself, and you do what you need to do to bring pleasure to yourself. I will always promote that, because the rest of this to me is nasty. I gotta love you to go there with you. Okay, so let me just preface by saying that. But no, I have never cheated on a man I've been with. And once I'm swapping fluids with one person, that's the only person I have room for. I have a capacity to swap fluids with one person at a time. And look, even when it's over, a long time passed before I can do it again. It's gross. It's nasty. So I digress. I'm getting off the subject. Let me tell you about these two people, though. And remember, cheating, there's never an excuse. There's never a valid reason for cheating. You need to communicate or go on about your business. But here's what people, and I'm gonna include the men too in this. Okay, you ready, men? I'm gonna include the men too. I'm really talking to the women, but I'm gonna include the men in this conversation. Two types of people that the two types of cheaters we're talking about. Number one is what I call the good guy, the good girl. Okay, that person by nature is a good person. That person by nature does not have it in their family history or has not seen a bunch of cheating or they're just a good person, right? They're a good person in a bad situation. That's what I call that first person. So that first person is a good person. They're in a relationship. They're in a marriage. They start to feel lonely. They start to feel neglected. They are ripe and ready for someone else to step in and take advantage of their loneliness. They're feeling neglected. They're not feeling wanted or desired. They're not having sex with their partner. Like that person is ripe and ready for an affair. They are in a weakened state and they may, get caught up. They may do something they know they shouldn't do, but they have a conscience. That person has a conscience. They truly feel bad about what they're doing. They're not carrying on no long drawn out affair. They're like, oops, this happened. Maybe it happened once or twice, but they're like, nah, I can't do this. I can't do this. That's that person. That person is a genuinely good, for the most part, because remember, none of us is perfect. All of us technically could get caught up in an affair or get caught up in cheating. None of us is perfect. It's not above any of us. Me, I have good boundaries. That's why it don't happen to me. I don't be in situations or circumstances that could get me caught up. That's what saved me. But the person, is a good person. They love their partner. They want to have a great relationship with their partner. Their partner starts working a lot. Their partner stops having sex with them. Their partner starts treating them poorly. Their partner just starts neglecting them. They feel lonely in the relationship. That's the first person. Know the difference. Hear me well. Know the difference. Okay? That person is probably not going to be caught up in the long-term, plotting and scheming and continuing to do what they're doing, coming home, laying next to you. That person really is not capable of that deep down. And eventually they're either going to tell you, they're going to get sloppy so you find out like they're just a good person, right? And they're doing something stupid or they fell into something stupid. Okay? Let's talk about this other person. Now, this the other person that I'm going to keep it 100. It's on you. It's on you. You have got to do your due diligence. If you fall into a relationship with person number 2, I got to hold you accountable to that, because person number 2 is going to give you a lot of red flags that this is how they roll. This is what they do. And how about this? Person number 2, it don't matter how good you are. It don't matter how much sex you give them. It don't matter how attentive you are. It don't matter what you buy them. None of that matters. Person number 2, they have a genetic, I'm going to go here. That cheating gene has been passed down. That cheating gene has been passed down from daddy, from mama, from granddaddy, grandmama, the women in their family, the men in their family. That cheating gene, they have been shown that cheating gene. They have grown up in a house seeing somebody cheat. So they got it nature and nurture. And this second person is a fear of missing out person, right? They're a novelty person. They're a dopamine addict. It don't matter what their partner is doing or not doing. They need something new and different. They need that rush of the honeymoon period. And see, that with their partner, it's only going to last so long. That honeymoon period is going to, slow down. It's going to calm down. And that second person is addicted. They're addicted to that dopamine rush of the new person. So this first person, the second person, their mate, they could be having sex regularly. They could be having a good relationship. That person can be attentive and loving and all the things. But that second person, ain't nothing you can do, baby, that can keep them faithful, because it's in them. It's in them. Let's go deeper. That second person, their conscience don't register that, oh, this is wrong. This is bad. I am betraying my partner. Like, that don't register. They see it as par for the course. This is a part of relationships because guess what? They were probably raised in a household where they saw that. So in their mind, they're not doing anything wrong. This is a part of relationships. My daddy did it. My mama did it. This is how it go. And there is no satiating that second person. This person number two, it don't matter how good you are. It don't matter. None of that matters. I hold you responsible for determining these two different people. Okay? These are two different people when we're talking about cheating. That second person, they going to keep the affair going for years. They going to keep doing it until you catch them. And even when you catch them, they going to do it again. These second people, you can't give no second chance to. And that's why I cut mine clean off. I said, you know what? You in this second camp. You honestly don't think what you're doing is wrong. You honestly have no conscience about what you're doing. You're going to continue to do it as long as I stay in this marriage. That was the truth. I married a person number two, and guess what, y'all? I take 1,000% responsibility for choosing that person. Okay? Some of y'all need to do that too. I was having sex with this man. I was a stay-at-home wife. I was keeping myself right and tight. I was cooking. I was cleaning. I was taking care of our children. I was helping him out with his career. Trust when I tell you. When people like to pull that whole, well, you must not have been doing this and that, and you must not. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. When you are with person number two, none of that matters. None of that is going to matter. Person number two is wired. It is a DNA, nature, nurture, passed down trait to be unfaithful. They are addicted to dopamine. My ex-husband had a pornography addiction. All things that I should have vetted more carefully. But again, women in their ego, I'm thinking, well, I'm a bad bee. Look at me. Look at my body. Like, I'm at the top of my game, y'all. Now, you don't need no porn. You don't need to look at that. I'm your porn star now. I really thought that. That you're not going to need that. You're not going to need no other woman. I'm going to be all the woman you're going to need. When you're dealing with person number two, none of that matters. None of that matters. I had hair down my back and had my hair straightened every day because that's what he liked. Wore the lingerie. Did all the tricks and the tip, all the things, okay? Because this is my husband, y'all. This is my husband. So I'm going to be your freak. I'm going to give you what you want. The marriage bed is undefiled. But when you're dealing with person number two, none of that matters. Because eventually, having sex with Anita, it's having sex with Anita. Yeah, it's fun. It's getting me off. It's this, it's that. But there's no bond. There's no conscience there. There's no, oh my gosh, I am betraying the woman I love. That doesn't exist with person number two. So you have to know the difference, and you have to be held accountable for choosing person number two. After my divorce, I never chose person number two again. Never. I only choose person number one, which is a good guy. And if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm doing right by him. I'm not neglecting him. I'm not sexually starving him. We are talking. We are connected. We are bonded. I'm doing all the things. You tell me you're feeling lonely. Baby, what do I need to do? This and that. Number one is not going to step out. You keep your finger on the pulse of number one, and that person more than likely will not step outside of the marriage. But it's that number two. And y'all need to learn, okay? You need to learn what number two looks like. I can tell you what number two looks like in the first 3 months of dating. Okay? Number two looks like your sociopath. Number two looks like your narcissistic personality. Number two looks like emotionally unavailable, avoidant, because that's why number two can compartmentalize. See, avoidant people can compartmentalize. They see their wife, as home, their side piece as side piece, this work trip, getting this escort, like they see all of that stuff as different stuff. None of that stuff touches. Yeah, what's the big deal? I went on a work trip. I had sex with an escort. I got a side piece at home. I'm doing right by my wife. That's person number 2. The red pill teaches men to be person number 2. They train men to be person number 2. What's the big deal? What's the big deal if you go outside of your marriage to get some exercise? What does that have to do with you being a good husband and a good father? What does that have to do, what does that have to do with anything? But y'all, some of y'all are purposefully choosing person number 2. Once I chose my ex-husband, I said, I'm never choosing person number 2 no more. And he was not the first. There was 2 other men that I chose. That's your accountability and your responsibility. I chose 2 men prior to that were person number 2. My first boyfriend, that was the first man that cheated on me. He was person number 1. He was the guy that cheated on me, but he was person number 1. We got separated after high school. He went away to college. I stayed at UMCP. He was a good guy. He was a good guy, and the circumstances, unfortunately, led him down a road of sleeping with a girl at his school. He felt like crap about it. He was repentant about it. But, how I work is, I'm good. I'm good. Because it's gross. It's gross now. You done swap fluids with someone else. I can't be with you no more. That's and look, this is the analogy I give y'all. I've been saying this for years. If I am licking on a lollipop, I got a lollipop and I'm licking on that lollipop. That's like taking my lollipop and letting somebody else lick on it. I don't want that lollipop back. It's your lollipop now. I can't lick that lollipop no more. Okay? That's what I equate it to. But the first boyfriend I had at 18, he was guy number 1. He was a good guy. And because of the circumstances we found ourselves in, long periods of time apart, not really, and back then, there wasn't no cell phones, there wasn't no FaceTime, there was barely any video chat on the computer. We was talking on the phone, we was doing some, the BlackBerry. That might even been before the BlackBerry. I think we was talking on the phone. I don't even think we had no messaging. So, y'all, but then I chose 2 other dudes after him that was person number 2. But because person number 2 is slick, person number 2 is charming, person number 2 is gold-plated, not real gold. Beware of people that are gold-plated, not real gold. Okay? They'll charm you. They'll talk the pants off of you, or, they talk a good game. They have all the trappings. That's what you need to be aware of. Person number 1 is just genuine. They're not the most charming person. They're not the most, physically blow your mind person, but they're solid. They're solid. And guess what? I'm even go here. I dated a couple number 1s that was just drop dead, fine. I dated a couple of good guys that was just drop dead fine. So it ain't even I have to choose between fine and faithful. No, you don't. Okay, I have dated some drop dead fine men that was good men. I can think of one right now. His name was Anthony. And I mean, just fine. Just fine. Okay. And that man never thought a day in his life about cheating on me. That wasn't even a thought in his head. We dated for 2.5 years in college. And he wound up leaving Atlanta, going to California to pursue his modeling career. And he wanted me to go with him and I wouldn't. And that's what ended the relationship. I was like, I'm not going to California. I'm not going there. Because he was going to suffer. He was going to be one of those struggling models or struggling actors. And I wasn't trying to do that. I had a good life in Atlanta. I wasn't trying to go out there to struggle. But fine. Man was fine. So, yeah, it's not to say you have to choose. It's not to say you have to choose between someone who's fine and someone who's faithful. I believe those 2 things can exist in the same person. But please know the difference. Person number 1 is an overall good person. They have a conscience. They know right from wrong. They were raised by decent people, not wolves. And if it happens because of neglect, because of, you mistreating them, because of loneliness, because of, y'all being apart and all of that, just know they're going to feel like crap about it. They're going to feel horrible about it because that's not in their DNA. It's not in their programming to cheat. It's just not. They want it to be with you, and maybe you started neglecting them. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe you're not having sex with them or whatever. That's a lot of people. People take good people for granted all the time. And these good people, they do struggle with leaving a relationship. They really struggle. They know they're not being treated right. They know they're being ignored. They know, the whole nine, right? But they really struggle with leaving the relationship. But what they're doing is when they stay around and they know they're not getting their needs met, it weakens them. And then here come these people at work. Here come these people at school. Here come these friends of friends. And here we go. And that's how they fall prey to the cheating. That don't make it right. Because hear me well, that does not make it right. There is no excuse to cheat. Leave people alone. Leave people alone. Y'all are nasty. You out here swapping bodily fluids and you're nasty. And a lot of y'all raw dogging. A lot of y'all raw dogging. Y'all having sex without barrier protection. And I just told my daughter that. Don't you let no man that's not your husband have no sex with you without barrier protection. Now, she already on birth control, but so don't you let no man that's not your husband, that has not been thoroughly tested, have sex with you without a condom. Okay? I've made that mistake. So never again. And that was 100 years ago. Never again. Okay? So that's for all my young women and some of y'all older women too. AIDS is still a thing. Herpes is still a thing. HPV is still a thing. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, trichomonias. What's the other one? Oh, Lord, I can't think of the other one. All that stuff is still a thing. Y'all know none of that stuff has been cured, right? And y'all out here raw dogging with people. Y'all nasty. But anyway. Okay, I'm going to go back and look at your comments. But please, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm going to go back. Oh, Lord. Thank you. She said, I totally agree with you. Character isn't at all time. We are unicorns out here. I am. Because like I said, Oh, thank you, sweetheart. He said, I'll never stop saying you do not look a day over 40. Thank you, honey. I drink water. I do my best. Okay. I totally agree with you. Thank you. Agreed. Yeah. Where did all the women go with this kind of attitude and brain? It's about 8% of us. It's about 8% of us. We are called 8%ers. Okay? 8%ers. I consider myself a 5%er. But it's about 8% of us left. And so you're going to have to look through the 8%. New News 617 says, we in the house. That's right. Tell them. You in that 8%. If you move with integrity, you don't want to tarnish that. My thoughts. Yeah. Like I said, cheating says more about me than it does about the other person. That's why I don't do it. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I love myself. I can't get enough of Anita. Oh, baby. Oh, yes. I can't get enough of Anita. What I look like, risking my reputation, tarnishing my integrity for some dang-a-lang. Like I said, I'm in the camp that believes in meeting my own needs. What I look like doing that, I can give myself an orgasm and go to sleep. Like, I'm good. And I'm not swapping no fluids with no stranger. That's not going to happen. Well said. Thank you. K Jackson 863. Hi, Dr. Anita. You're my shero. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my, this is so good. Thank you. Just Ethel, period. Glam Gal, hopefully you heard about person number 2. Okay. She said red pill. Yep. Red pill is cranking out person number 2. They're cranking out male versions. But guess what, y'all? There are female versions of person number 2. What? Clutch my pearls? There are female versions of person number 2. Women out here whose mama was cheating, who saw nothing but cheating, don't see anything wrong with cheating. That, oh, I got to get mine, girl, and I got to get my bag, and whoever's paying me, and blah-de-de-blah. Just Ethel Period says, I am at the end of divorce for the last 2 years because I picked person number 2. Yeah, same. But that's all right. Learn and grow. Move forward. Don't do it no more. That's what I learned from my marriage. I did not do it again. I made sure I picked good people. And guess what? I never got cheated on again. I never got cheated on again. So, nope. But there are only two types. Only two types. Okay? The good person that, yeah, if you neglect them, if you're not sleeping with them, if they feel lonely, if y'all are not connected, yes, anybody in our weakened state could fall for the okie doke. But they're going to feel like crap about it. They're good people. And they're not going to continue this long, drawn-out affair and hiding and this. They're not going to do that. They're going to feel like crap. You're going to notice something is off. Something is off with this person. Or they're going to get sloppy and you're going to find out. But person number two, okay? They like, this what I do, okay? This what I do. And I don't care how good you look. I don't care what you buy me. I don't care about none of that. This is what I do. Eventually, you become regular. And now, because I'm dopamine addicted, I got to have something new. The novelty drives a lot of the cheating. The novelty, the lack of character, the lack of integrity, the programming, the DNA. A lot of us don't want to believe that. But when you come from a long line of cheaters, you come from a granddaddy, great-granddaddy, daddy, and then you, and that's what you've seen your whole life, that you think it's normal. You think cheating is normal. It's what men do. Or for a woman, well, my mama couldn't get her needs met from her husband or my daddy, and so, she had to have somebody on the side. They think it's normal. Please avoid person number 2. The Silver Surfer 79 says, I'm definitely a unicorn. Good for you. You ain't said nothing but the truth. Thank you. It's not just guys anymore. The women are more treacherous nowadays. 1,000%. There are female number 2s. And guess who? Okay, let's go here. So you have some content creators right now that they are creating female number 2s. Who's one of them? Shira7. I found my daughter looking at her content. I said, stop watching that. She said, what? What? I said, stop watching her. She is toxic. You have certain content creators out here that, and what was the other lady? God, she got kicked off of YouTube. Oh my God. I see her face in my mind. She's another one. Promoting this nonsense. Yeah, girl, if your man ain't doing this, if your man ain't buying you that, find another man, find several men. This is avoidant, sociopathic behavior. To teach women we are the antithesis of gatekeeper. We decide whether sex happens. And to teach them to let everybody in, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I was with person number 1 until his passing for 13 years and got up with a person number 2. Oh, Lord, got caught up. Yeah. Lead it. Yeah, person number 2 is savage. And like I said, it does not matter. You don't factor in. That's what people, and it just kills me when people say, well, what are you doing? Or what are you not doing to make that? No, when you're dealing with person number 2, you could be an angel on earth, but something in them is insatiable. Something in them just doesn't see a problem with their behavior. They don't. Cynthia G, that's it. Thank you, Unc. Woo! Toxic. I found my daughter. Look, I said, not in my house. I said, not in my house. No, you not watching that mess. Training women to be like this. I said, no, don't watch that mess. These women are toxic. So look, turn off your feelings, detach. Don't let him know that you care about him and don't have no feelings, and you have as many men as you want and you get different things from different men and this and that. That's toxic. That is that will help you to lose your soul. You will lose your soul messing with these people. So no, no. Thank you. I lost twice. I married 2 number 2s. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, now it is nasty to me as well. Yeah, I can't do the multiple partners. It's just gross, y'all. It's just nasty. And like I said, I know I'm weird in that sense. I just, I got to love you to swap bodily fluids. I do. Because if I don't, it's just nasty. I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So I certainly can't do it with 2 people at once. It's gross. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump off. If you're coming in on the end, please go back and watch from the beginning. But there are 2 different types of people who cheat. You need to be aware of both of them. And again, I'm going to say this again. I'm not condoning cheating. Okay? Cheating is a character flaw. Cheating is the result of a lack of connection and a lack of communication. That's with a good person. Yes, cheating is possible because of those 2 things. With a person number 2, communication, connection, none of that matters. How you look does not matter. What you got does not matter. Your sex does not matter. Your money does not matter. Avoid person number 2. Okay? They are avoidant by nature. They have the ability to compartmentalize. Okay? And they will. They will see, hey, this lives in one box. My partner lives in another box. They can compartmentalize all of those boxes. That's a very dangerous person. When nothing touches, when no boxes touch, that is a very, very dangerous person, because that person is saying, hey, I'm capable of doing anything. And, it doesn't matter. So nope. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you all. I just wanted to jump on and have this quick lesson, because I've been talking to people, men and women. I have just as many men come to me talking about women cheating on them, but I have to talk to them. Hey, leave person number 2 alone. Leave person number 2 alone. Person number 2 is showing you. They're showing you better than they can tell you that they are capable of cheating on you, and they don't see anything wrong with it. They're like, what's the problem? What's the problem? My man work a lot, or he doing this, and if he isn't in my face, kikiing all the time, I gotta go out here and get somebody else. And remember, I gotta get off of here. Look, men, what's the number one way for you to know a woman could be a number 2? Attention. Attention. If that woman cannot live or breathe without your attention and your validation, leave her alone. If she don't have no life, if all she do is post stuff on social media, post provocative stuff, and watch reality TV and all that crap all day, she leaning in the land of number 2. Leave her alone. When she live and breathe by male validation and male attention, leave her alone. She leaning over into the land of number 2. It's not hard. It's not hard. And women will do all kinds of things for attention. They will tattoo their face and tattoo up and down their arm and get nose rings and get their belly button pierced and post all this stuff on social media and post all these memes and post all this, subliminal crap on it. They want attention. It's not hard. Okay? So please leave the attention, the attention fiends alone. All right. Have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all. I love you all. And as always, stay open to love.